and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jody, I think Kim Hesse's logged in.
Yeah, she just got in.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the regularly scheduled council meeting for February 9th of 2023. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Egg Harbor City Common Council was provided in the following manner. Advance written notice of this meeting was posted on the Egg Harbor City Hall bulletin board. Advance written notice of this meeting was posted on the Egg Harbor City website. Advance written notice of this meeting was sent to the Hamilton Gazette and the press. The meeting is being conducted via Zoom and conference call. The meeting is also being recorded to air on the Egg Harbor City website, Channel 97, and the Egg Harbor City Facebook page. May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Jim Petty, here. Antonisi, here. Clark, here. Dash,
Here.
Galloway,
Go Birds.
Heist, here. Hesse,
Here.
Timbers,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Rishi.
Here. May I have a motion to approve minutes from January 19th? Second. Second. All in favor? Anybody from the public have any comments on any items on the agenda tonight? Going once, going twice. All right, Mayor, I'd like to turn it over to you for your presentation.
So today I have a presentation for an employee that has retired. Gerard, would you like to come up here?
Sure.
Pardon the mask, since I'm retired, I get colds easy.
Back it up. There you go. You know, I feel like we have wonderful employees in Egg Harbor City. They're all do what they're supposed to do. They all come to work, you know, they work hard for Egg Harbor City, and I'm proud to have such a wonderful staff here. Gerard was in the Department of Public Works for 30 years. I think it'll be 31 and
I'll be 32.
32. Okay. 20, I gave her the date, 92. When you
91.
started, 91. This is 23, so,
Close enough.
okay, so, so Gerard, on behalf of, the citizens of Egg Harbor, City Council, city employees and myself, we just would like to wish you a very happy retirement.
Thank
You
you.
deserve it, you've worked hard, and we have just a certificate for you. And I have the dates, May 20th, 1991, correct, to December 31st, 2022.
Got it.
So,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Those are the colds.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Now we have welcomed Mr. Thomas Hatch, field technician, Honeywell, from South Jersey Gas Home for a South Jersey Gas Home weatherization program. So, Mr. Hatch, we'd like to welcome you up.
Thank you. I appreciate you all for inviting me here today. So we work with Honeywell, works with South Jersey Gas.
Did you get your PowerPoint up?
It's the Zoom isn't launching.
Okay, so you said you could do it without, right?
Yeah. Again, thank you for inviting me today. In 2017, New Jersey passed the New Jersey Clean
You
Energy.
may want to stand.
Right there. You're good.
Over
Look
here.
at that screen.
Right here.
2017, New Jersey passed the Clean Energy Act. So that requires all utility companies to provide energy services, energy efficiency services to both residential and commercial customers. Honeywell is the leading contractor on South Jersey Gas's residential energy programs. We have a range of programs with everything from just appliance rebates to heating and air conditioning rebates and home energy audits. There's a weatherization program that is for moderate income customers to have a full home energy audit done, which measures the energy efficiency of not just your appliances, but your whole home as the energy, the shell of the home, and the air infiltration problems that you might have in the insulation, both in the attic and the crawl space or basement, whatever the case may be. And they do a full, they provide a full energy audit with, they have pressured instruments to measure the air infiltration. They can tell you in cubic feet per minute how much air is coming in and out of the house. And it also allows them to locate the areas which, which you're losing your heat and your cooling, and to identify ways to prevent that. This is called the weatherization program. So it's geared for moderate income customers. Now, according to the Jersey Census Tract, all of Egg Harbor City, basically all of it is deemed a moderate income area. So everyone in Egg Harbor City automatically qualifies, no matter like they don't have to show proof of income. They can automatically just tell them their address, and they would be automatically qualified to get the service done to their house. So this is a very good area to be able to take advantage of these programs. There's also for people who are above that moderate income to have the home performance with Energy Star done. Energy Star, we know, is a federal program that rates your refrigerators, your TVs, that little Energy Star sticker. So they have a program that's more of a whole home approach called Home Performance, that's available to anybody with any income range. Also available to all customers, we have a quick home energy checkup, which is a quick visual walk around with the customer to answer any questions, any concerns they have throughout the home, and to educate them on these various programs that they may not be aware about. And at the same time, install a few quick energy saving items. We have shower heads that use a gallon less per minute of water. So you figure quick 5-minute shower, that's 500 gallons that have to be reheated in that water heater. So it saves gas also. We have LED light bulbs and pipe insulation around the water heater is a big thing. Copper radiating that heat right out of that water into the basement or wherever it is. And when you're not even using it, you're just heating that room instead of, the insulation helps keep that contained. I do have some brochures with me today about all these programs that I'm talking about, but really focus on the weatherization program, since everybody in the city limits is automatically qualified. It's really a fantastic program. They provide, after they do the audit, they come in and have contractors come in and provide the insulation area that's under insulated, and they air seal any place that they have infiltration coming in, and it's all the work from the audit all the way through the contractors coming in, a finishing job, everything is at no cost to the customer. So it's a really good program. I just wanted to be able to share that with the people of Egg Harbor City, and I would any chance I'd have to answer any questions. You could maybe post some contact on the website or something if you have any questions, or just easily just go to southjerseygas.com. There's also a separate website called sjgsaveenergy.com, which you can find all the information on.
Thank you. Meg, don't we have flyers out?
Yes, there's these brochures, they're out on the counter, if anybody needs them. I have a bunch at home, I was gonna bring it, but I thought you're gonna bring some.
I have some with me.
Okay.
I
Leave
also
it
have
alone.
some in, I also have some in Spanish that I think I left here, and, so.
And the information is also posted on sustainableehc.org. That's our green team website,
That's true.
so everything's been posted there.
Great, appreciate that.
And it's important to get this done. There's a lot of low-income residents who can't afford to get this type of work done.
There's a lot of older homes
Yes, and
that are very leaky. and-
Yes.
And, very under insulated, and there's just there's a lot of opportunity here to do some, upgrading to people's homes. And for free, so you can't beat it.
and do they have to be a South Jersey gas customer?
Yes. So they have to heat their home with gas, which is, gonna be most people. So, they have to have a gas furnace or a gas boiler that's be heated by gas.
And if you don't have gas, is the Atlantic City Electric program is similar?
That's true. All utility companies have to offer these programs. So you can go on their website, but I'm not as familiar with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hatch. If you could leave that, the paperwork at the desk, so we can put it out on the,
Absolutely.
on the
Yep.
calendar.
All right.
We
Thank
can
you
have it
very
out
much.
there.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
But we can almost.
All right, moving on, Mayor, floor is yours for your report.
One thing I do want to go over, we've had an issue this week with, the trash receptacles, and is it a recycle and trash? I don't remember. Did they get both? For the NPD? Trash. So there was a little issue as to what the, boundaries are for the NPP. So I would like to clarify that publicly if I could. So the NPP grant goes from the 100 block of Philadelphia Avenue down to Deer Street.
Seven.
Then it encompasses the terrace, 6th Terrace, which is one side of Cincinnati Avenue, and 5th Terrace, which is one side of Liverpool Avenue. Then along with that, the side that butts up to these terraces, which is Cincinnati and Liverpool. Okay, so Cincinnati would be the west side, the east side, and Liverpool would be the west side. So, Liverpool, obviously there's streets between, there's Liverpool Avenue, and there's homes on each side of Liverpool Avenue, correct? So that would be, like I said, Cincinnati would be the west side of Cincinnati. Liverpool would be the east side, it would be the other side.
Mayor, if I
Yeah.
can. If you have an even number house on Liverpool Avenue, then you're eligible. If you have the odd number on Cincinnati, because
Right.
I know I get confused with these things, but yeah.
Same for Liverpool. right?
Yes, yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Liverpool is even numbers, Cincinnati is odd numbers.
So if you think.
Is it for the whole length of,
If you do want, no, I'm getting there. If
Okay.
you do want to do east and west, just think of which side's closer to Atlantic City, which side's closer. But that's how it works in Egg Harbor. The right side of the street is even, the left side is odd. So you can do it that way too. Now, the Cincinnati part, okay, that goes from both the Terrace and Cincinnati west side. Goes from the 100 block, which would be the Waver's Pike, all the way down to Deer Street. Okay, now apparently Liverpool is different, which I spoke to Jake Monticello today.
From Triad.
From Triad, and he clarified this, so if there's an issue, we have to take it up with Jake. He said it's from Philadelphia Avenue, just to Arago Street. It doesn't, Liverpool does not go extend down to Deer Street. Just so you know.
It doesn't paper.
Yeah, well, that was from, you know why? Because that was from 2022.
Right.
And it was not done correct. So, but Jake said he has a revision and he will send that and then we can go from there. But even if it did, you know, it's kind of like the same streets, but just different, you know, blocks. So that's that, is that pretty clear?
How many people did, a lot of people call and request them?
Yes,
And do you know how many carts they have to distribute?
I thought 75. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah.
they said there's, actually, we're keeping a list of the unhappy people that aren't getting.
Well, the thing is that the grant funding
Yeah.
on anything outside of opportunity
Right.
grant. So even if there were extra,
Oh,
you still can't do it.
okay. Ridiculous.
Because we did pay for those, they weren't free. Also, I would like to start, I think, most of you remember the presentation I did for strategic planning in small municipality. I would like to start doing some meetings. I know we're coming up on a busy time with, budgeting meetings and things like that, so once we get through the budgeting meetings, we can possibly step right into strategic planning meetings, so. I'm looking like maybe March or somewhere like that, March or April.
Okay.
The cleanup is on May 1st. We're gonna try it again. Last year it got rained out, but we'll try again to have our live cleanup, first live cleanup since COVID. And hopefully that'll go well. I spoke to Triad today also about fire, the AG, the
AFG.
AFG grant. And that will be submitted tomorrow for the fire department for a pumper truck. And then I usually every year give a, you know, a statement of the lake. So I'll do that real quick. Just to show how much it costs to run the lake and how much the city makes. Even though we're a non-profit organization, we still benefit from not spending as much money as we make on the lake. You know, it's good for our revenue. Because we do anticipate revenue every year for the lake, and this has to be above what we anticipate. So the total, we have income from operations, which is in the form of badges, picnic tables, boat rides, and then miscellaneous categories. We also have the campground sales, and many of you know we do get 10% of their sales, and they have been doing very well past couple years. So income from operations of the lake was $130,385. The camp sales were $17,519, which is total income from operations, which is $147,904. So our net gain is $72,730. This year, we're actually over budget in labor because we've been very busy. So we had to put in almost $9,000 into the labor budget. So we kind of blew our budget, but we still wound up making, you know, more money than we anticipated. So that's that.
Hey, Lisa,
Yes.
it was increased to 15% with the campground.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah.
it's probably on your
I think we
program
got
that
3
you.
payments too. I think there was 3 payments.
Three?
I thought so.
It could have been, yeah, but it's probably not in your program because I think this was the first year we went up to 15%.
I just get the number from Jody. She gives me, so whatever she gave me, unless I'm missing.
No, well, you said it's 10% from the lake.
Oh,
They give us,
right,
they
I'm
give us
sorry.
15%.
Yeah, but this would be right, what I said.
Yeah, your number's right. It's just, it's 15. I figured it was probably just in the program for.
So that's the situation there, and congratulations to Gerard on his retirement. He worked for us for a long time. It was actually 31 years, I think. And you know, we moved on. So another employee we're losing. We don't find employees that stick around in jobs for 30 some years nowadays. So I'm kind of fortunate in a way. We do have a lot of employees like that. It's really a blessing. So thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mayor. Not on the agenda is committee reports. So we'll run through that real quick. So I'll start with Highway, Councilwoman Weiss.
Nothing at this time.
Actually, let me just put it this way. Has any committee other than Finance and Redevelopment had any meetings?
We didn't have a meeting, but there was some discussion via email for Parks and Playgrounds
Okay,
about the lake fireworks.
okay. So you plan on having a meeting?
We're working, I'm trying to work with everybody on their dates. Everybody's
Okay.
very busy right now, so, but I would send some text messages out to try to find a common date that works with me and kind of works with the majority of people, so we are gonna be planning meetings. But we did settle on a date via email about fireworks. We're gonna stick with what has always historically been done, so it'll fall on July 15th.
Awesome, okay.
And then I just had one more thing to mention that kind of falls under there. I talked to Brenda Ruth. She would like to start advertising for lifeguards for the lake. Her first class is March 18th and March 19th. And that is $275 a class. So just wanted to toss it out there. Maybe we could put it on the Facebook page and web page for interest for anybody that wants to get into those classes, because you need to get into them early so that you can be certified to be able to work out there in the summer.
Okay. Can we take care of that? Advertise it. And that's a Saturday, Sunday, right?
I believe so, yeah.
But yeah, in the past, we typically advertise on those sites, not papers, because it costs more than they get paid for the
Yeah.
summer.
Plus Brenda does a really good job. She basically gets the people and assesses them and says, yeah, you're good. You can do your job. So she's really the driving force behind that. We really haven't had to advertise. We've always had, pretty much a lot of people. So hopefully that'll continue.
I think that could be 15.
Yes, 15 by, I believe it's 15 by the end of the class. Right. That's all I have.
Thanks. All right, so regarding finance, we had a meeting on February 2nd, discussed the request from Galloway EMS from this past December. Now, the increase in the annual payment, we all agreed to negotiate with them and have sent them our own proposal. They have responded back, Chief Yule, and they informed they will be meeting in March and let us know at that time regarding what we have sent them. We also discussed the continued negotiations with our Public Works Department. Department head came to a unanimous decision on the final offer, which I'm happy to say he has accepted. The final details will be spelled out by our city solicitor and presented for next meeting. February 8th, we had a redevelopment meeting. We met with Mr. Jonathan Sakar. Is that how you say his name? Sakar. He's the individual leading the way to purchase and develop the tower site and to make it a state-of-the-art movie developing studio. He is also showing interest in possibly buying additional land to build housing for the employees, to purchase for visitors to the studios, for production in the studios to stay in, along with other ideas that he's kicking down the road and thinking about. So other than that, with finance and redevelopment, they were the only things we discussed in detail. I will be, just to let you guys know, I will be looking to set up another one when we hear back from Galloway to discuss that and to move forward on some other things. I believe the trust fund thing we have to set up. Angela, is that true?
For affordable housing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more details will be coming about that. All right, so that concludes the committee reports. Moving on to our chief of police. How you doing?
Excuse
Absolutely.
Gotta scooch over.
There you go. All right.
Excuse me, Joe. Joe, can you hear me?
And
Yes.
I have something to report for the Rotary,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Sure.
Excuse me, Marcella, pardon me. I just wanted to give a thank you to everyone who donated their coats. And the president from the Rotary, he just had a little thank you letter that I wanted to read. He just said, as the president of the Mays Landing Egg Harbor City Rotary, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Egg Harbor City Mayor and Council for your involvement with the Rotary Coat Drive and the generous individuals who made donations. The coat drive was very successful due to individuals who believe in duty to help those less fortunate. Thanks again, and we look forward to the next time we can partner in the community event. Ron Smith, Mays Landing, Egg Harbor City Rotary. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, chief.
All right, let's start off with some numbers. Since the last council meeting, January 19th, we've had 2 reported frauds, 1 sexual assault, 1 simple assault, 7 thefts, 8 motor vehicle accidents, 4 pedestrian stops, and a total of 35 traffic stops. From those 35 traffic stops, 21 summonses were issued. We've had 9 arrests in that last time period. Other calls for services, we had 13 business alarms, 3 residential alarms, 103 crime prevention activities, 5 domestic violence incidents, 30 EMS incidents, 3 new firearms ID applications, 17 follow-ups, 767 property checks, and 9 public service calls. During this time, in terms of training, operations, and support, we've had 2 officers attend a 4-day interview and interrogation class. This weekend, we did have the Atlanta County Dive Team doing a drill out at the lake. There was some commentary about nobody fell on the ice. Everybody's fine. They actually would like to do a walkthrough of the drained lakes. So I set up Glenn Houseman, who runs the dive team, with Keith Adams from Public Works. The goal of that for him is to get a kind of layout and see exactly what depths they're dealing with in the event that something ever happens while the lake is filled, so they have a better idea of what they're dealing with on that side. He specifically wants to take a look at the dock and then the channel to see how deep it is, what they're dealing with. So he said there were a few people out there who were very interested in what was going on. He's like, if anyone wants to watch what we're doing during our drills, they're more than welcome to come out and I'll answer any questions. So I think that's great that they will come out and do that, because we don't have individual dive teams in the cities, but they're always more than welcome to come out, and they're always willing to come out.
Right off the door. Are they an automatic response if there is no out there?
We have to request it. So I mean, yeah, that's something where if there is somebody submerged and we can't find them, then absolutely we'll get them out there while we are starting to. I mean, I'm sure our officers will be in the water anyway, but yeah, so absolutely. Other activities that we had a general coalition for a safe community, and then we also, Mayor June Petty and I took part in a coalition community talk where Attorney General Platkin spoke about a lot of recent events and things that are going on in our state. I attended a Chiefs meeting for Lorraine County. Some of our officers attended a dodgeball tournament. They did not participate, but at Cedar Creek, a local man named Mike Bolt, who's part of the Masterminds Leadership Institute, reached out to me. I went to high school with Mike, and I'm kind of mad that he didn't tell me about the dodgeball tournament early enough, because I would have gladly gotten a team together. But he was able to put together a dodgeball tournament at Cedar Creek last Friday. Apparently a wonderful time was had by all. Officers were also, we had an Egg Harbor City and a Mullica officer at the double header. We had Egg Harbor City versus Mullica basketball at Cedar Creek, both boys and girls. So that was a good time, I guess. I know Mason, you could probably talk a little more about that. But some things that are coming up. One thing that I did forget to mention, and I don't recall the gentleman's name. I know it was Mike, right? The mayor and I were able to meet with a gentleman who is spearheading a program. There will be an outreach van similar to Hope One, but a little bit different. They will actually be providing medical services for free to people who can't afford them. They won't be dispensing any medications because they can't do any kind of treatment in the same vehicle. However, Narcan does not count as that. So anybody who needs any Narcan, or if you need any kind of medical treatment, there will be a nurse on board, there will be a social worker on board, and they will be going throughout 7 municipalities within the county. They're looking to start, I believe he said, the middle of March, is that correct? But we're on 7 municipalities. Mayor June Petty did write a letter of support for that, and I really think that it's going to be super helpful for all of our residents who are challenged in terms of being able to get to brick and mortar offices for any kind of appointment. And they will also be doing telemedicine. that's something to look out for. They're gonna have a schedule out and we will absolutely post that. Similar to Hope One, they will be in areas where there's a lot of traffic, so they will likely be on 100 block Phillip Avenue and in the area of Lincoln Park on Buffalo Avenue. That's yet to be determined and we will keep you posted on that. But I think that's something that our residents can absolutely take advantage of. I think it's super helpful. So thank you for reaching out to him and getting that ball. Yes, it's through John Butcher. Thank you. I didn't really take any. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. Things that are coming up for the Egg Harbor City Police Department. We have some exciting things going on. We will be in classrooms at the middle school starting next week. Every week, we will be in designated classrooms talking about decision making and interacting with the kids. We did that last August or last fall with one of the classrooms. It was a huge success. The kids have really enjoyed it. Without giving too much information away, there was a young child who was in the class who participated with the last program who was going through a bit of a crisis, and one of the officers that was there was able to talk the student down and actually, you know, got them to a better place, and because they built that rapport. So that's something that we're looking forward to continuing doing. That's. Oh, yes, today, absolutely. We had Mary Jo Petty and I had the opportunity to meet some aspiring authors. The fourth grade class in the middle school, they wrote books and they had them bound. So we went through, we got to read each of their books. We left little notes of encouragement. But the kids were really excited to share their books and to write their books. So that was good stuff. Good stuff. One other thing, I was able to speak with Ms. Garcia from the school. We will be doing, and we are coordinating a cupcake with a cop. I've talked to the ladies from Simply Sweet Cupcakes to kick off police or law enforcement week. What is that? May 15th, that week or the week before. I need to check the exact dates, but we will be having a contest for some of the students, and the police department will pick out the ones that we think are the best, like what policing means to us or what policing means to our community. We'll be taking them down to Simply Sweet Cupcakes, and they will get to pick out their cupcakes, and we will help them decorate them and just spend some time with those kids. So the women from Simply Sweet are all up for it, and so that's going to be fun. So that's all I have right now.
The Green Team is partnering with Port Republic to have a Take Back Drugs Day. We have a drug box in the police department where people can take their no longer wanted drugs and dispose of them correctly so they don't get into the hands of children and so forth. The event will be 10 to noon on Saturday, April 15th. That's normally tax day, but taxes aren't really due until Monday, I think. But the chief has contacted state police. Port Republic does not have a police department in their town. They are patrolled by the state police. So they will be assisting us in front, and it'll be held in front of the police department entrance. So bring your drugs in a little baggie and we'll stick them in.
Medications. Bring your prescription medication. Just prescription medications or over-the-counter medications.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
And just add for the first responders and police officers through our Archangels for Dementia right in East Landing. We have Reboot Academy, so it's an anonymous, free resource for the first responders. They can go on, have a meditation session, or we also have Massage a Cop that we.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Massage a Cop. And a cupcake for the cop, and then you can get inside. We have a Massage a Cop program once a month that we sponsor for our Mays Landing towns or local municipalities. So if you would like to send some of your officers to 25-minute massage to have a place to come out and done.
Fantastic. We're all about mental health and mental wellness, and sometimes being able to de-stress. So I appreciate that. And that's the name of your organization again?
ASAP Healthcare.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, moving on. Sure.
I forgot to mention that we did have new business open in Egg Harbor City. It's all things battered. So it's kind of like desserts. They make cookies and.
Oh, so good.
So check it out. You know, they're, for husband and vehicle. They coach at Cedar Creek. It's been at Cedar Creek since the ocean. Softball coach. So. They. Teacher. Oh. Is he a teacher too?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a teacher.
Well, we welcome them.
Yeah.
Jody, you on there for a CFO report, if anything?
I do not have anything. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Angela? Or no, Meg, sorry.
Okay, first things first, I put down the rain date of April 8th for the Easter egg hunt. It is actually April 1st. So on your agenda it says the 8th, it is April 1st. So when we get to that, yeah, I don't know.
So the rain date's gonna be the 8th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I put the rain date on, sorry. Second, the assessor, Mike Stockloss, came to me regarding, at the last council meeting, we did a resolution for 100% disabled veteran, for a resident of Egg Harbor City. And the resolution read from 2023 on. The veteran purchased the house in September. So we need to amend this resolution from the purchase date of the house. Now, future ones, they can't go back, like if someone came in and bought a house 10 years ago, you can't, but because his application was put in 2022 and he purchased the house in 2022, we do have to go back to when he purchased the house. And I talked with the ordinance. That's what our ordinance reads. So we do need to amend this resolution, which says beginning 2023. We could amend it to, he purchased the house in September of 2022, excuse me.
That's what we should amend it to September 2022.
Right, so I would need a resolution, if you so choose, to amend this resolution to.
No one disagrees with this, may I have a motion? Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye. And that's all I have, thank you.
All right, Angela, now it's your turn.
Okay.
First of all, I saw Hardenberg today. I wish me to share this with you. The city got a safety award, which I understand they often get. So congratulations to all the folks who are very safe in Egg Harbor City. They adhere to safety protocol. And it also comes with some money, some cash, which you get a check for. I don't know how much that will be, but that will be coming.
Way to build us up and.
Right, support. And so I wanted to share that with you.
Awesome, thank you.
That's the good news.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
First, I would like to talk about the ordinance number 22. That's the ordinance that I shared with everyone that amend our towing fees, which most of the municipalities are now implementing. We increased them a bit, competing with the other municipalities as the chiefs. 22.3. And then we have for consideration, I don't know what number these are, but the sole lit consideration for waiver and to update their resolution. 17, 18? 16. Okay. So back in December of 22, the governing body gave a resolution to Soul Lit for 624 Whitehorse Pike. Now they would like that amended to include 55 Cincinnati Avenue. We were under the impression these were contiguous properties. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not contiguous properties. It looks like lot 1502, even though it's small, is in between them. So I don't think we can amend this resolution to include a lot that's not contiguous. They sent us over a conditional purchase agreement. In the conditional purchase agreement, they reference 624 Whitehorse Pike and 55 Cincinnati Avenue. And Ryan and I took a look at the property, and perhaps Ryan could explain it even more.
Yeah, I mean, you said sort of assume they were contiguous. There's a little flag portion of a lot, it's only 10 feet wide, that actually separates them. So it's one 5,500 square foot lot and one 4,000 square foot lot, which received an indication was intended to use for parking. But the single drive aisle, single two-way drive aisle with parking on one side needs to be at least 42 feet wide. So it's literally just not even big enough to host that. So I think that the total area of the parcels is probably insufficient. We'll probably have to aggregate other parcels. I assume they're at a very preliminary stage in the process and just applying for state license. So if the city, no?
No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Didn't talk about that.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. They do have a condition. license. I need to see that. So I mean, it's up to you guys whether you want to continue to support it. I've just, expressed some concerns about the parcels that are identified are probably not sufficient to support the use of the intensity.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the resolution first to amend the past resolution. We can't amend this resolution because the lots are contiguous, and we need a brand new resolution. For the new lot,
So you need two
55,
two separate parcels.
2 separate parcels, 59 Cincinnati, so we can't piggyback onto that one. If you're so interested, we'd have to do a whole new resolution for Solit, for 55 Cincinnati. That's the first thing.
Where does the flag go to? I mean, is there another lot behind the 10-foot strip?
So there are actually 3 lots that front the White Horse Pike. And the middle one has a tiny leg that sort of creeps out behind the log cabin and between the other lot. It's only a 10-foot wide section, but like I said, it sort of fronts the White Horse Pike, goes back, and that little 10-foot spur that outlets on Cincinnati Avenue. I guess it was intended to be a driveway or something. So you have a parcel that's 50 or 55 feet deep off of White Horse Pike, and then that 10-foot, and then the next parcel, which is 40 foot wide with frontage on Cincinnati
So the second,
The lot, the 55 Cincinnati, just a parking lot next to the actual building, structure. That would be a parking lot for the business.
right.
It's
I'm just
that-
saying, we need a whole new resolution. You can't just piggyback, we can't amend this one.
Okay.
You need a resolution for that particular block and lot. Okay?
Yep.
The second thing is the waiver. So on the waiver. We did receive a conditional, what looks like a conditional purchase agreement between Solit and the owner. Contingent of many contingencies and also options. The contingency obviously being that they get a state license for a retail establishment, and an option which runs from January of 23 through July of 23. We also got the conditional license. And they have some time to meet the necessary requirements to get a full license. I don't know if they have done that yet. And then finally, we have the old resolution. But Ryan and I also discussed the waiver issue of separation distance from Lincoln Park. That's what the governing body has considered whether to give the waiver or not.
And that was something we discussed back in October, November last year.
Right, last year, I think the governing body decided to take these issues as they arise, case
Yes.
by case.
Right. We kind of figured we would have to be presented with an application for a specific site and then consider that site, whether that was. Decision.
I think what the applicant would like to do is get some kind of resolution from this governing body and then make application to the land use board based upon this resolution of a waiver being granted, I imagine. If it's not granted, then I'm sure the applicant will take that in further consideration on whether to even do an application to the land use board.
I have a concern about granting a waiver without it being heard by the land use board first and getting their recommendations.
The recommendation was to do the land use board application first and then come to the mayor and council for the waiver. but then it was considered perhaps they should be simultaneous application. But then the applicant would expend all the costs and fees for the land use board without having any determination from the council that in fact they would get a waiver.
Actually, it was gonna be a informal review. It's all-
Yeah,
Right.
one schedule review. Couldn't they do an informal review?
Yeah, it's already scheduled. The informal review,
When is that?
the next meeting, March, I believe.
We have a meeting on the 21st of February, I believe.
I
Or
thought she
the
said.
third
I
Tuesday.
thought they said.
Don't know why they would be on for the 21st, but yeah, it's possible that they're not on. The next meeting is the 21st.
They're
After
here,
that.
they might not.
Okay, so Angela, so number 17, the resolution regarding the parking lot, we're tabling that, tonight, correct?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Or we're pulling it.
yes. And then it still leaves the waiver issue.
Okay, when we get to that, we get to that. Anything else?
Is it one waiver or two? Because there's the one dealing with the park.
Mhm.
And then there's the other possible waiver is because their parking is not contiguous with property. If are they seeking a waiver for that to be able to use
Yeah,
that?
there's
lot?
Hasn't been to the lane.
Right, they're only right now seeking a waiver for the distance from Lincoln Park. Obviously, when they get to the land use board and they don't meet all those requirements, so we request waivers and wherever else they need it. But right now, we're only talking about the waiver for Lincoln,
Are they purchasing the flag lot in between?
not that we know.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Both properties.
The whole thing.
55 and 6. So 3 properties?
No.
It's 2, so it'd be 624 Whitehorse Pike and 55 Cincinnati Ave.
He's talking about the piece
Yeah,
that jumps out.
are,
Yes.
are you purchasing block 319 lot 15.02, which goes in between those two lots?
Ooh, that, the gentleman that is actually selling it to us, we haven't spoke about that lot. So, yeah, I don't think he might not know that.
That's
The owner of it is Pepe's, that's on Cincinnati Avenue, so it's just a matter of me going to ask him to see.
Apparently,
Well,
there's another
there's a-
lot.
Right, there's another gentleman who's not him, owns of the lot, a portion of the lot that goes in between those two lots. That's what we're talking about. The two lots that you're attempting to purchase are not contiguous. They're not connected to each other.
Understood.
So there's another lot owned by another individual which goes between them. So that would be the question is, are you pursuing that lot as well?
As of the moment, no, but now that new information, yeah, that would be the game plan, just to have it all simultaneously together.
Shouldn't that be something that we table as well, like wait for them to figure that out first? before we-
I think we're already.
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
Because it can't be, because it's not the same as for number 16, so if they can't get that piece of property, and then it gives them problems for number 17.
Mhm.
What do we also waive not waive, but what do we also table 16 until they figure out what they're doing, because if they can't get that property, then.
I don't think they want to waste their time trying to go if they can't, who would be next to that part?
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
I think there's a
You know what I mean? They don't want to waste their time doing all this paperwork and doing all this stuff if they can't. It's time sensitive.
Okay.
Brian, I have a question. That's that small lot in between. Does he own anything else nearby? I mean, what use is it to the person that's
Well,
holding
so
that
the-
small lot?
Well, the lot in between is actually, it has significant frontage on the Whitehorse Pike, but it doesn't have a driveway, so there's a little tiny 10-foot sliver that goes between these two lots that gives that property access off Cincinnati Avenue. So
Oh,
it's not a little tiny flag lot, it's a, sort of a sliver that comes off of it that gives it frontage on Cincinnati.
so they wouldn't be able to get to their property any other way? Or
I
would
don't-
they? Is there another way?
I don't think they'd be able to subdivide that little piece off, I don't think
Okay.
that's.
But also, I don't think it's gonna be viable to put this on the two lots that they have the contingency on. I think at some point it's gonna have to be 3 lots or maybe 4 lots. It's not viable the way it is now. The way it's being presented is not going to be viable to the land use board. I imagine.
Could you, for the public's sake, describe what the waiver is for? The distance between Lincoln Park, why do we have that waiver?
It's the same thing with the school, 500 feet, 500 feet,
It's
same
500
smoking
feet.
cigarettes and everything. Yes.
From our school or
From public park.
It's traditional.
kind of like a liquor license
Yeah,
and
the drug free.
Yeah.
Drug-free zone,
That's what it is.
It's,
Traditionally called the drug-free zone.
and it's 500 feet.
well, drug-free, I believe, right, is a 3-block radius.
More drug.
I mean, it's,
It's,
so I think it incorporate the drug-free zone in the like, school zones, in the cannabis legislation, they left all those time, place, manner restrictions to municipalities.
Right.
We don't have to have 500.
But now what happened was the federal government, when they defined dangerous substances, included everything. Alcohol, all drugs, including cannabis, and the states were left themselves decide if they're going to incorporate it in that manner, or they're going to go beyond that. New Jersey, of course, went beyond that. But when they did the Cannabis Act, they amended the, I'll call it the Drug-Free Zone Act to exclude cannabis. So it's no longer in the dangerous substance definition of the act. So it's permitted.
And the distance is what, 50 feet?
It's 5 meters for smoking cigarette. For what?
Their property is 50
Oh, the
feet from the
distance
park.
of this, yeah, I mean,
Oh, this
they're directly across Cincinnati Avenue, so it's 70 away.
okay. All right, so regarding 16, we'll move forward tonight and we'll vote on that. 17, we're going to table. The representatives from Soul Lit, I ask you to look into this deeper regarding this flag lot. Get back to our professionals, the mayor or our city clerk to let us know what direction you want to move in. And if you have it in a timely manner, we can have it on the next meeting's agenda.
All right,
Thank
perfect,
you.
thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
That's all.
All right, great.
Unless anyone has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have anything more, Ryan?
The saga that is the pole on Atlantic Avenue continues to meander down this ridiculous path. Verizon has now informed us that it's Atlantic City Electric's pole, and they should. I couldn't make that up. So, and of course, the guy who moved the first 2 poles for Atlantic Electric has retired. The person who told me it was Verizon's pole has since been transferred. And now there's a whole new crew of Atlantic Electric that needs to learn about how we do it. So Atlantic City Electric is looking into it and they will practice as quickly as they can. Provide a letter from DOT, like, listen, we're not losing $250,000 in funding, or it's coming out of one of your pockets. So they understand the urgency and they are moving. Other than that, we're just sort of in the holding pattern, looking at different things. The project that we awarded from Chicago, Washington, that will probably get started in March. The temperatures have been abnormally high, but typically they try to wait till that faucet regularly. It's really up to me.
Have you contacted Solar?
Yeah, so let me know when you're trying to do that redevelopment meeting. So I had put that on notice that we're gonna try to do a redevelopment meeting sometime in February, since we rescheduled a couple times, I didn't try to push the issue with it. So whenever you're gonna get that date, I'll figure that out and get that tip.
Okay.
Because I want to bring somebody in who can speak intelligently about the configuration. We want to put it on the ground over there, or car canopies. There's lots of different configurations, they all have a financial impact. So, I'd like to get somebody from them who can speak intelligently and sort of in real time tell you, well, maybe we can get out there and about this. So you guys can.
Can you get some dates from him to see when they're available and then we'll work with them?
If you tell them a date, they'll.
Okay. Okay. And then New Orleans.
I gotta get a revised application signed by Meg and check from Katie.
How far?
They have 30 days from any submission. So.
Sounds good. Anybody else have anything for Ryan?
Since the last meeting, anything with the resident, Mrs. Lampkin, and her neighbor with the driveway and the garage going down into the terrace? Is that Washington? I wasn't sure about
I
that.
think we left it at, it was funding the city needed to
Yeah.
decide how we would pay for it.
Kind of need to meet to talk about what we think is going to be viable. We had a plan 2 years ago. And now apparently it's not going to be viable. So there's, like I said, there's a bunch of ways to do it, it's just how much money. we commit to it.
We need to at least get looking into that to see if it is viable and.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely solutions to it, it's just where everything is gonna be sufficient and how we weigh that against the budget.
Put on the list of things to discuss.
Brian,
Anybody-
Brian, this is Kim. I don't know if you mentioned it because you were breaking up, but the Liverpool road work, did you mention that? I heard Chicago and Washington will be March. Will Liverpool?
So Liverpool, we still have to do design and all that and put that out for construction. That should be a summer to fall project.
Summer to fall?
Yeah, that'll definitely get constructed this year, but we just got the notice of funding like a month ago.
You're breaking up. I'm sorry. What was
Oh.
that?
No, sorry, so we just got the notice of funding like a month ago for that one, so that'll be later in the year for construction.
Okay, summer to fall. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
All right, moving on to motion. We have a motion to approve the Egg Harbor City Annual Sam Weiner Memorial Easter Egg Hunt, Rotary Park, April 1st, 2023, in the hours of 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Make a motion, make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Fine. Number 15, a resolution for budget transfers. Jody, you have anything to say on this at all? No, she's, she can't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just kind of moving some things around just to, make sure there's enough for anything kind of lingering from last year. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know.
Okay. If there's no questions, I have a motion. I'll make a motion. Second, roll call.
Antonisi? Yeah. Clark? Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heiss?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Number 16 is that resolution just recently spoke of for Soul Lit LLC, 624 White Horse Pike. The waiver for separation distance from Lincoln Park to operate a cannabis business at 624 White Horse Pike. There's no further conversation or questions. So I have a motion. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
No.
Heiss?
Yes.
Hesse?
No.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. We're going to table 17 as recently spoke about. Number 18 is the resolution to update the Egg Harbor City Green Team Advisory Committee. May I have a motion to update the committee? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 19 is the resolution to support application for the Sustainable Jersey Grant funded by the Public Service Enterprise Group, better known as PSE&G. Have a motion. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20 is the resolution authorizing Atlantic County Public Works Office of Mosquito Control to apply pesticides by aircraft in Egg Harbor City. There's no questions. May I have a motion? So moved.
I have a question. Was this done last year as well?
Done
It's
annually.
it's been done
It is
by
done that year?
15 years.
Okay, thank you.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to 21 is a resolution to support Atlantic County Challenge Grant application for the purpose of providing funding for a feasibility study to determine the viability of countywide fire and EMC centralized dispatch. If nobody has any questions or comments, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 22 is a resolution to support Atlantic County Leak Implementation Grant for the purpose of purchasing portable traffic lights and make them available to municipalities on an as-need basis. If there's no question, may I have a motion? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then number 3 is an introduction of an ordinance number 1 for this year, 2023, amending chapter 251, the towing code of Egg Harbor City Park Code of Egg Harbor City. Yeah. Advertised, may I have a motion to introduce? Sorry.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I also have a motion to advertise notice of introduction in the Hamilton Gazette, February 15th of 23, for a public hearing on February 23rd of 23. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion.
Second. Roll call, please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Sash,
Yes.
Galloway, Heist,
Yes.
Hefty,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Mayor, any final comments?
I just, try to get out and support all things batter and, other local businesses is great. You know, you have been someday, we are gonna close these stores in Philadelphia Avenue. Also, I will be going to talk to if I make a mistake on the cleanup, it's always the first Saturday in May. And I think this is our 15th or 16th that we're doing this stuff.
Thank you. Councilwoman Heist.
Go Birds. That's what everybody's focused on right now. Nothing else matters. Go Birds.
Councilman Dash.
I disagree.
Don't worry, Mason. We'll be singled out.
I would like to commend our chief Alwyn for keeping our police department well educated and moving forward and very active in the community. We're very fortunate to have you as our chief. And go Birds.
Councilman, never mind.
Hey,
Councilman Wright.
All right, we're gonna talk about the real green team, that's the Crusaders. They're all two, well, I shouldn't say about, they're finishing off strong. They're ranked number 2 right now. Varsity's doing very, very well. Playoffs will be starting in probably about 2 weeks. Also coming up in March, we'll be doing our baseball and flag football signups. Dates will be out on the Facebooks. Also, we're still, as you know, I mean, I've been involved with the Crusaders now for 19, 20 years now, and a lot of the old money's left. I mean, we're a nonprofit organization. A lot of the coaches, a lot of volunteers donate a lot of money out of their pocket to keep these kids going. The Crusaders, if it wasn't for each case, Ingram, and a couple handful of other people, this program would fold. So we're looking, I mean, our scoreboard took a hit this year. It's $14,000 thing that, that we're just trying to do. I'm gonna let the ladies talk about the fundraising stuff that they prepared. But if any businesses or, anybody knows any kind of grants or anything that might be out there that we can, apply for these kids for new equipment and stuff like that, would be greatly appreciated because, without, sign up money is so much, but as those know, we're about 8% low income in this town. So a lot of our sign up fees get waived just so the kids got something to do. And so a lot of it, I mean, we get a fair share from the, from the city, but by the time you pay your insurance, back in the 90s, that, money that we got was great, like you hit the lottery. Now that money's like getting $1 because by the time you pay, your insurance for the year and that money's gone. So, so I'm just, if anybody's out there, you can hit, like us on Facebook and anything would be greatly appreciated. I mean, like I said, it's for these kids, keep these kids off these streets and, give them something to do and keeps them better for when they get to the high school level. And a lot of these kids, they're going places. A lot of these kids that I've seen grow up came from rough areas and around the wrong people. And, the sports program or, what Kansas was doing with, with the gardening and getting these kids to turn, when they got to high school, they changed and next, now they're off to college, getting an education and bettering themselves. So anything would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, you could hit us on Facebook and like us on Facebook. And I mean, 90% of people already got my phone number, so you could always send a text out to me too also. But thank you ahead of time, and we greatly appreciate it.
Coach Mason,
Yes.
a success story from Egg Harbor City. I'm director of operations. He actually grew up here. He's phenomenal at behavioral health. He's got an LPFW running an agency for children.
Okay.
Yeah, giving back.
Mhm.
Michael Kuzma, I don't know if you guys remember him or from this town.
That's it. Yeah, you forgot something. What? Go Birds. Councilman.
It's a very strong word.
No, but I mean. Yes, I do.
Go.
I love the Eagles. I'm gonna say go for strong head with that. I'm excited, I'm sure everyone is, even if they're denying it. But I also, I do wanna say we do have to support the Crusaders.
The only come right when they're winning.
When they're winning.
Evil fans come out when they're winning.
I'm saying.
Crusaders are always.
So, I do want to throw that out there, in support of, my son had a great time as a Crusader, and, now he's at Cedar Creek. And he's walking around with the craziest big brain I've ever seen in my life, so, there's merit in that. So anything I can do, to help out. That's it. Oh, go Birds.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hesse.
I just wanted to say, the welcome packets for new homeowners had gone out. The mayor and myself delivered them a few weeks ago. I would like to continue. The plans are to continue through 2023. I also want to say best wishes to Gerard on his retirement, and go Eagles. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Antonisi.
For anybody that's interested, Mason didn't mention it, but we have the cheer and football banquet coming up to be February 18th, and both Mason and I have the tickets. They're $20 for the kids, $30 for the adults. So get with one of us and we'll get you tickets to that. We want to have a great turnout to celebrate the kids and the great year that they had. And then additionally, the CPR class that I talked about at the last meeting, I was hoping to ask if we could use this room here for that class once we kind of finalize the date and get some dates that it's available, because with the basketball team's success, the gym is kind of tight to utilize that. So I was hoping that we could work out possibly using this room, if that works. Okay, perfect. And then for my children who are Eagles fans, I will say go Birds.
Councilwoman Clark.
Just wanted to say, I will be divorced if those words come out of my mouth. Piggybacking on what Councilman Wright said, the Crusaders are having, and we're still going forward with our fundraising for February to help us with ref fees, operational costs, our scoreboard, our helmets, our uniforms, and other equipment for the kids. So starting tomorrow and ending on the 13th, which is Monday, we are having a fundraiser at both the Mays Landing and Summers Point Five Belows. So we have flyers available out here in the hallway. And I have some up here as well. So you present this flyer, and a portion of your purchase will go towards the Crusaders. And 10% of the purchase will go to Crusaders. And then on Wednesday, the 15th, we are having a spirit night at the Chick-fil-A by the Lowe's in Egg Harbor Township. And with that, the more money that are brought, the more money that is made on behalf of the Crusaders is the more people that go for the Crusaders is the more money that gets donated to us. So we can get anywhere between 10 and 33% of all sales. So those flyers are also available, and you can also do mobile ordering and just make sure that you put Crusaders in the little code box for that. And then our other fundraiser is we are selling bricks to be displayed at the concession stand at the Crusaders Field, which is the Lloyd Wimber Memorial Field out on Buffalo Avenue. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or email us at meangreencrusaders@gmail.com. That's it. And I'm going home.
Councilwoman Galloway.
Yes, I just wanted to say, Sustainable EHC is starting their brownfields actions, and we're forming a task force to look at brownfields in Egg Harbor City, hopefully to get them cleaned up and maybe redeveloped. We're having a workshop with the people from New Jersey Institute of Technology. That'll probably be on March 28th. I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but it should be really informative, and we'd like council and planning board and any green team members, any residents who are interested in this stuff to come out to the meeting. Go Birds.
Thank you. Before I go to public comment, I'd just like to say, thank you, everyone. And this weekend's a holiday to a lot of people in this, in this country. So just be diligent and help those out that maybe have one too many libations, and fly equals fly. And with that, I'll turn it over to the public for any final comments they have.
Just because we're talking about.
One at a time. You can come on up.
I don't necessarily comment just on our review to it, it's free
Oh,
for kids that we like to talk about.
Come on up. State your name and where you're from, behind the podium.
I am with ASAP Healthcare. We do behavioral health in all 21 counties. We provide services that you have in city schools here. And there's a carnival for kids. It's free at Showboat on March 11th from 2 to 6. I'm sorry, from 1 to 6. My apologies. I will send that either to the mayor or to whoever really wants the person. Basically, there's obviously parking fees, unfortunately, that we can't help anything with, but we're working on train passes for kids to get.
Is there a way that you can like this on Facebook and post that to the Egg Harbor City, that way distribute it out to all the kids? Thank you.
Are you talking about Crusaders Facebook or the city?
Both.
And the city has the city, see that seal right there? It has the city seal on it, because there's a lot of sites that say Harbor City Butler. But if you want to email me, whatever you want on Facebook, just.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I do have one question for you regarding what you advised our chief regarding massages for first responders. You specifically said police. Do you offer the firemen also? And EMTs?
Just moms.
Sorry.
Thank you. Anybody else from the from the public? Tracy, come on up.
Hey, Tracy Mulhern, 314 Arago Street. Hey, speaking of fundraisers, I guess we're on the same brainwave. I was thinking about the fire truck. And I was thinking about that it costs a lot of money. And I was thinking that, and I don't even know if this is the right forum to put this, but I was just thinking for the fire truck, maybe they could have, maybe the fire company could have auctions. Maybe they could do a car wash, maybe they could have a bake sale, maybe they could have a spaghetti dinner.
They do.
Maybe they could have
And they do a coin drop.
coin drop.
They do a coin drop and they do a spaghetti dinner.
Cool, and I also thought, I don't know, to maybe get some excitement about it, is maybe on the Facebook have like a thermometer or something like, oh, look at the funds are getting closer to getting.
It's a grant though.
It's a grant,
Yeah.
there's matches.
There has to be.
5% match.
There's a matchup.
So
They're all great ideas, Tracy, but organizations are sometimes limited because of liabilities and everything. So,
or volunteers.
yeah, volunteering.
Like Mace just said, there's not too many volunteers left. But
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. I see if you have, if you have people to do it. Good point.
So here's the question, just to update, there was a gentleman that was doing something with a trail through the lake.
Make sure.
Is that still?
Yes.
You were talking about the Crusaders. And maybe it's apples and oranges, but there was a gentleman here that was presenting like, hey, we're gonna have this grant, we can get you new scoreboards, we can get you like this, that, and the other thing, and I think we approved it. Would that be for the scoreboard for the Crusaders?
You sure, are you sure it's not the high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cedar Creek.
That was the
Yeah, you talking about Cedar.
That was the greater A school.
But believe me, if that guy was here, I would have been had his phone. Yes, that was for the Cedar Creek, which, we granted, with that happening, they have offered us, Crusaders get first dibs, they can do their own games and stuff like that, there's no fees involved. We would just have to pay the janitor, so.
Well, I thought you were gonna say that you could get their old scoreboard.
I don't think the scoreboard was. Yeah.
They are getting a new scoreboard, but not for the football field.
No, it's not
the
for the soccer,
field,
yeah.
and it's like, it's an older
Yeah.
style anyway.
Yeah, it
so-
wouldn't work.
But I did ask.
Yeah.
Soccer lacrosse had those little.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting the scoreboard.
And when the wind was forgetting.
He's like, you don't want one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up.
I'd just like to pledge $500 for the Crusaders, so.
Oh, thank you.
Who do I give it to?
Mason.
If he says go Birds.
No.
I'll say go.
Does everybody know who this is?
I was gonna hit Sarah. if you could-
Dario, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, could you introduce to the public? Yeah, definitely.
Go Crusaders.
Yes.
Dario also.
Then if the project with Soul Lake goes over, I'm the one who'll be fixing it, so.
Muy agradecido, gracias.
Anybody else from, public? If not, we have a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second, all in favor? Thank you, everyone.